This is where it all began, and this is where it all ends. We are back in Pudong to decide who will be the first ever Shanghai Rush champion. The grand prize? 1 year's accommodation in 2 luxury villas at Gemdale Green World. And today, our race begins on the roof of the tallest building in China, the Shanghai World Financial Center. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host Brian Yang, and this is Shanghai Rush. Over the past 12 weeks, our contestants have raced from one end of Shanghai to the other. They faced grueling physical challenges, tested their skills behind the wheel, and experienced 5,000 years of Chinese culture. Here's a look back at some of this season's highlights. It all started with 10 teams. One by one, they fell off the map. Some couldn't get along. Some couldn't speak Chinese. And some just couldn't do anything. Now we're down to our final race, and our final 2 teams. Hud and Anna, and Richard and Alice. Hey guys. And today, it's number 4. Alice and Richard, you finished second today.
Oh!
They're fighting it out for the last and biggest prize of the season, the Shanghai Rush Grand Prize Villas. Whoever finishes first today will win a year's accommodation in 2 luxury villas here at Gemdale Green World.
Hi, I'm Anna from Huntington Beach, California.
And I'm Hud from Salt Lake City, Utah. Currently, we're homeless and jobless.
Hi, I'm Alice. I'm from Hong Kong.
Hi, I'm Richard. I'm from Seattle, Washington. We met while studying our master's at Dartmouth. We married 2 years after graduating, and then we moved to Shanghai 2 years ago.
It was love at first sight. We just hit it off the first time we met and just went from there.
We first came here to Shanghai with a job, and we were living the life. And since then, things haven't worked out, and now we're living with friends, just getting by day to day.
Thriving off a challenge is definitely an element that we see in Shanghai Rush.
And I think we come on to the show with the mentality to learn as much possible about Shanghai.
We meet new people. We explore the city more. We explore the city that we live in more. I mean, it's a great opportunity. And the third, we challenge our minds and bodies in different ways.
And at 4.
We said within a month, if we have not found another job, we're just gonna pack our bags and move back to America. And online, we found a post that said Shanghai Rush auditions, and we knew that this was for us.
I mean, we love challenges. And I think this is just another facet, or another challenge for us to add to our repertoire.
This show is an amazing opportunity for us because we would love to do all the challenges. If we don't last long, we're going to be going back to America, I think.
We're so excited to be one more episode away from the Gemdale Villas.
We're confident in our ability to win this thing. So let's see who reaches the finish line first.
I think we were made for this TV show.
Across town, on another rooftop, is where it all began. The city spreading out below is one of the fastest moving cities in the world. Over the next few weeks, we'll send 10 teams on a race throughout the city's different districts. And in the end, only 1 team will be left standing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Brian Yang, and welcome to the first ever season of Shanghai Rush. Our first district was Pudong. The first game was in the Science and Technology Museum, where teams went up against a robotic archer. From the get-go, Hud and Anna were the team to beat. They rode across the first finish line in first place.
Hey, stay cool, okay? Fucking just push. Push.
David and Norma finished last.
Where's the Pearl Tower, Dave? David!
Luckily for them, this was a non-elimination episode.
Oh my goodness!
The next district was Jiading.
Go.
At the Fahua Pagoda, Muzi clashed with Rodrigo,
What the f is that? Why push me?
and Helmet felt the worst of
When
it.
someone push me, you're not there.
Maddie and Justin's weakness was obvious. Their Chinese was terrible.
Maybe there's a turtle here we can show. Turtle.
But in Jiading, the biggest hurdle wasn't communication. It was horsepower. Our contestants had to gear up and get ready for the ride of their lives. Here, minutes didn't matter. Seconds did. Teams had to race around the world-famous track at the Shanghai International Circuit. Our novice drivers proved to know a thing or two about handling hairpin turns and burning down the straights at over 150 kilometers an hour. All of them drove fast and safely, with one exception. The M&Ms were the first team to be eliminated, failing to move on to a new race in Songjiang. At Chezhou and movie studios, teams went back in time to the 1930s and learned Kung Fu. But what caught them all off guard was the day's final game, boot camp. Here their bodies were tested and beaten up. In this intense physical race, it was our oldest team, Muzi and Helmet, who finished first. But more surprising was who got eliminated. Maddie and Justin were our most physically intimidating team. But a series of unlucky decisions led the boys to an early exit off the show. Lauren and William started to unravel when communication broke down between them.
I can't believe they're telling us that there's not one and there is.
And when contestants hit the ground running in Yangpu, it only got worse for the awkwardly paired team.
They only saw two batches of people like us and walk. So
Maybe we should go back out front and see if they're out front.
And they too were eliminated. For the first time, Hud and Anna looked weak,
Be nice. Be nice.
but they pulled through in the end. Richard and Alice hit their stride, winning their first race and showing they had what it takes to make it all the way. In Changning, the stars of the show were our two slowest teams. Helmet and Muzi got lost searching for a ticket in Zhongshan Park, and as usual, Nick and Liz were having fun racing slow.
What's the name of the mascot?
The
Do you know
blue
that?
thing. The blue thing.
Yeah, the blue thing.
Everyone was getting into trouble in the classroom.
Pass.
But AJ and Rebecca got straight A's, winning their only episode.
Golden monkey, golden monkey.
Things turned sour when Nick and Liz lied to Helmet and Muzi at the zoo to stay ahead of their rivals.
We're still looking.
From you, nothing. Only small question was.
没关系，没关系。不到吗？我们要最
But
高
they
的。
took the wrong elevator to the finish line,
Oh my God, we took the wrong one.
saving Helmet and Muzi from last place. Little did Nick and Liz know that this was a non-elimination episode, and they made it to the next race in Hong Kong. At 1933, everyone was shocked when Richard and Alice pulled out due to injury, inviting Justin and Maddie back to take their place.
Go.
The boys came back with a strategy, form an alliance with Hud and Anna, and rely on them for help.
Men are just so nice. They keep giving us tips and stuff, and they just don't ask for anything in return.
Things were tight at the post office, with teams neck and neck for the lead. First place came down to the Allies, and the boys beat Hud and Anna to it, winning their first ever episode. At the back of the pack were Norma and David, and Rodrigo and Fernanda. After a serious setback that put them in last place, the The Brazilians got lucky and passed David and Norma at the final game. They knocked out the mother and son duo, but at a cost. Go! Despite her injury, Rodrigo and Fernanda decided to stay for the next race in Qingpu district. Here, the pace was too fast for the Brazilians,
Off the show.
and they became the 5th team to leave the show. Teams had made their way through the water town of Zhujiajiao, where the race was a little too close between Hud and Anna and Justin and Maddie.
Yeah, I saw a team over there. Hi, Anna. Oh.
We're not helping you ever again. It's over.
Go, go. Nice, good. No.
But after fighting it out all day, Hud and Anna ran across the finish line first, winning their 2nd episode. 5 teams were left when we got to Minghan District. At Chizong Tennis Center, teams started the race close together and stayed that way all day.
I think today's going to be very close. It matters each second, I think.
At Qibao Town, teams baffled passers-by with some strange performances.
Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah. I see you, I feel you. Ding, ding, ding. Money, money, equal. 有一天，有一个蛇，我们来了！哎呀！
Minghan came down to who could ski the fastest. All teams had to do was cross the finish line at the bottom of the Yingqixing slalom course. For most, this was easy. But some just couldn't keep their balance. And AJ and Rebecca fell into last place, becoming the 6th team to be eliminated. In Xuhui, our contestants learned how hard it is to make Peking opera look and sound good. As usual, Muzi and Helmet argued,
Why don't you listen to me?
and Muzi spared little.
I don't want to hold fucking hands with you. Fucker.
But the teams came up against a wall at the 80,000 stadium. Despite being behind all day, Hud was the quickest up the wall and saved his team from elimination. Spurred on, the relentless German raced up the wall and put his team into first place.
You almost there, honey.
But the boys' size let them down.
Come on, mate. Go, go, go.
Again. And again.
I'm too tired. I can't even lift my arms.
You guys are off. And they left the show for the final time. In Luan District, we brought back Richard and Alice, and they became contenders once again. From Xintiandi, teams traveled to Dongtailu where they struggled with their bargaining skills.
谢谢，可以，谢谢。Please.
20块钱可以的吧
I'll give you change back if you don't have change.
Yes, of course.
1 块 is enough.
Nick and Liz found it the hardest.
Oh, okay. They're playing their game. They hate us. Wow, we're gonna be so high.
Climbing up Lupu Bridge proved tiring for everyone. But Muzi really felt the burn. Contestants had to master an old children's lane game at Cité Bourgogne.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes!
Then they had to compete in the slowest bike race of their lives. After Hud fell off his bike, Anna rode a bit too fast and ended up in last place. The couple was relieved when they found out it was non-elimination, and Nick finally showed that he was good at something, even if it was going slow. Down to 4 teams, Huangpu District tried our contestants' cocktail making skills before their stomachs were tested at Yu Gardens.
course.
Here, Helmet's willpower almost burst.
He's like puking or something?
At the Grand Theater, teams showed off their stage presence. Before crossing the finish line on the Huangpu River. Unfortunately, you are off Shanghai Rush.
We take
However.
it. Yeah.
Today's episode begins on top of the tallest building in China, the Shanghai World Financial Center. Good morning, contestants, and congratulations. We started with 10 teams, and now we're down to just 2. You've proven to be the teams to beat. Today is our last race. Today, you cross the final finish line, and it all starts right here, on top of China's tallest building. This is the Shanghai World Financial Center. From up here, you can see how far you've come. We've sent you racing through 11 districts, and you've seen the best the city has to offer. Today, we return to where it all began, Pudong. Nothing symbolizes Shanghai's rebirth better than the skyline you see before you. This is the face of 21st century China. This is better city, better life. All of you came here in search of a better life. Hud and Anna, a young American couple who arrived in Shanghai with a dream. When that dream fell through, you found yourselves a new one here on Shanghai Rush. Richard and Alice, overseas Chinese, Dartmouth MBA graduates, you came to Shanghai with your own ideals of success. But today, one of you will realize a new dream, a dream that is only possible because you came here to Shanghai. Now, your first clue in the final episode is hidden on the 100th floor observatory here at the Shanghai World Financial Center. This is the last time I'm going to say this. Are you ready? Go!
So we're going up to the 100th floor here.
Being homeless, I think that we have a greater need for this grand prize than the other contestants.
I think it'll be a sweet victory, you know, when we take the prize.
Rich and Alice, we've kept our distance from. We're definitely not like even acquaintances. We don't say anything to them during the game, outside of the game, and I think that makes it really easy for us to be more competitive against them and make them sort of villains.
On the outside, they come across as a very cheerful couple, but then when the game is about to start, you notice that they are very tense and that they really, getting into the game and thinking about, what to do next.
Right here, Anna.
Richard!
You can bank on your next ticket being somewhere in the Shanghai skyline. It's your biggest ticket so far, but it may not seem like that from all the way up here. Look.
It's your biggest ticket so far, but it may not seem like that from all the way up here. Look.
Oh, man. Somewhere in the skyline, it said.
Oh, I think I see it. Alice, take a look. It's the
HSBC building.
You see it?
I think so.
I see the arrow, but I can't. The thing on top of it looks like some kind of fish.
Fish, aquarium.
All right, let's go. You can, oh my gosh, you can bank on your next ticket. HSBC. Bank. Scam the Citibank. What other banks are there?
Let's go. I was dreaming I was in some kind of competition.
I haven't found it.
It's a ticket. I see it right now.
It's a fish. It's a fish with an arrow pointing that way.
Oh, the aquarium. The aquarium.
Let's get a car over there.
Okay, sure.
That was
Dude, so
genius. Looking in the bank.
I mean,
Like-
obviously you have to read your ticket. You can bank on your next ticket. If you just read over that, like, obviously it's gonna be on a bank.
The team's next ticket is hidden somewhere in the fish tanks of the Shanghai Ocean Aquarium.
How
far do you think they're ahead?
I would say about.
Can't be more than 10 minutes, right?
Okay. All right. Walk slowly and carefully for 2 Shanghai Rush tickets submerged in separate tanks. But keep your hands dry. After you find them, hurry to your next location. Watch out for sharks. It's in the sharks one. Let's go.
All right.
再见。 And look carefully for 2 Shanghai Rush tickets submerged in separate tanks, but keep your hands dry. After you find them, hurry to your next location. Watch out for sharks.
Okay, so let's go to the sharks.
Well, it's gonna be in one of these that are like open, you know, when we use a net or something.
Has anyone? 你带我去一下。
We gotta look somewhere where it's gonna be open on top because we gotta use a net.
Whoa, how do you know?
Because we have to use like a net.
I don't understand how you're so sure of this.
Because we have to keep our hands dry, so we'll have to use a net.
But we're going so fast. We're not seeing anything.
I am totally looking ahead. Use your eyes, please.
You see it?
We definitely need to go to the sharks.
Here are sharks.
Shark Cove. Okay.
There it is. There it is. 延伸 Road. 延伸路.
Just let us find one at least. Have you guys seen a ticket like this? Upstairs.
Head, come on.
In what tank? On the floor right above this.
Let's go.
Okay, Anna, then there was probably one in that aquarium that we ran from. One's gonna be upstairs.
She said she saw one submerged.
Yeah, the one right by where we grabbed this.
There it is. There it is. 476. 476.
476延伸路。
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Teams must now head to the Taoist Temple at 476 Yuansan Road.
没关系，到那边我们找就可以了。但是麻烦你要快快快。
So one of the main things that attracted me to Anna, I think, was just her passion.
Head, we have looked at all the tanks up here.
We haven't.
It's not up here, we've looked.
Whenever things are going good, we are just so excited. We couldn't be happier. If things are going bad, if things are going wrong, just tie a rock around our neck and throw us in the Yangtze.
Come on, Head, please. Logically, they're not gonna put it right there. I'm sorry, let's go. It's not just like things are going wrong in this game or this day. Like I start building it up into like my life is over if I don't do well in this. Like I am a failure at everything. I'm so sick of this.
It's okay.
Why can't we just keep going down?
You check the left, I'll check the right. Anything?
Nope.
Okay, back up.
Why do you think it's back up?
I know it's up.
How? Head, we have looked up there.
Punches, Anna.
For sure.
For sure, 100.
We have looked up there. I think it's right here. We have been up here 4 times.
This is no time for Hud and Anna to lose their cool. With Richard and Alice so far ahead, their survival is at stake.
阿姨呀，前面这边是476号吗？阿姨，请问这个是476号人生路吗？是的，是的，是的。
Okay, we've had you on bikes before, but this won't be a ride through the park. Head to the wet market on Rushanlu near Nanquanbeilu for your next challenge. A ticket awaits you there with the details.
Richard and Alice are headed to the wet market, but Hud and Anna are still fishing for their ticket.
Wet market, is it?
Wet market。
Ring any bells?
我们反正往那个方向去好吗？好好好，谢谢。
Oh my gosh, I saw those the whole time. I just thought they were... Okay, write that down. When she gets down, I also get down. I'm kind of a chameleon. When Anna gets down, I'm down with her.
It's right here, 476. Let's go.
I mean, I can hold it up for a little bit, but then when I get down, I start throwing rocks too. And then we're just stuck on the bottom, and it takes a lot to get back up.
Ask him if he knows the road.
延山路476号. Dude, I saw that stupid sign the first time we walked through there, and I didn't even bother reading what it said. I thought it was just like something inside the aquarium explaining what the fish was or something.
What's he saying?
He's asking us what kind of competition we're in.
We're not in a competition anymore.
It's all right. We didn't really want the villas. We wanted America.
We're just telling ourselves that.
You see the arrows? See the arrows.
Yes, I see it.
It's relay time. One of you needs to haul this load of watermelons around the course that's been laid out. If any watermelons fall off your wagon, stop and pick them up. You can't return with any melons missing, and luckily your teammate will be riding on the back to make sure you don't make a mess of your melons.
But if it's something like climbing a wall,
I feel like they would be really great at that too.
No,
They're
we
good
just-
at everything except shooting arrows.
You're doing great, Richard.
左边，左边。
I think it's a good thing that other teams think that we come across as being very intense, and in fact, we are intense most of the time.
Let's go. Come on.
Straight ahead is just 云山路. Come on, Richard.
Push.
I think that Richard's a little scary when it comes to the games because he is super intense and he wants to do well. I think for his own personal sense of pride, not to like make any of us feel bad, he is serious about being number one.
Well, the fact is, I mean, we are pretty intense. Whatever the task or the challenge is, we usually want to win it or give it our best shot. So we're going to be super focused and intense.
来来来，对不起，对不起。来。
if it's a wrestling match, me against Richard, you against Alice.
Richard is tough. He like works out.
I don't care, I could take him on, and I know you could take Alice out.
Okay, okay. It says here, I hope you aren't afraid of bugs or snakes or monkeys or goats. Your next location is the Shanghai Natural Wild Insect Museum, Kingdom on Fenghe. Let's go, let's go.
Okay, here it is, right here.
我们这个车上，对不起，对不起，下一个有一个，再有一个了。
We've had you on bikes before, but this won't be a ride through the park. Head to the wet market on Rushanlu near Nanquanbeilu for your next challenge. A ticket awaits you there with the details.
Taxi.
你不知道凤凰路在哪里啊？你不
知道啊？
Let's change cab.
It's relay time. One of you needs to haul this load of watermelons around the course that's been laid out. If any watermelons fall off your wagon, stop and pick them up. You can't return with any melons missing. Luckily, your teammate will be riding on the back to make sure you don't make a mess of your melons.
Is that one?
No, 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 no. We'll take that one.
Chain's busted.
Get off, fix it. Brake, fix it. There's a brake.
Okay, it's good.
哎，师傅你好。
Richard and Alice have already arrived at the Shanghai Wild Insect Kingdom to look for their next ticket.
I hope you aren't afraid of bugs or snakes, monkeys or goats. Your next location is in Shanghai Natural Wild Insect Kingdom of Fengholu.
To get to the insect kingdom, Hud and Anna decide to take the metro back to Lujiazui.
Go to the Pudong International Airport. You must travel there at 430 kilometers per hour.
Oh, look! Natural wild insects place. Nice. Go to Pudong International Airport. You must travel there at 430 kilometers per hour.
Okay, Longyanglu Station.
We could have just gone around that way.
出口，好的，谢谢。Yes, sir.
Right here.
Okay, we found the last two clues pretty fast. You never know what can happen in this game.
From the Insect Museum, teams have to find their way to the maglev station.
VIP is ahead.
You know that the maglev only leaves
Every 15 minutes?
It's every 15 minutes up to a certain point, but then it's every half hour, I think.
True that.
Here it is. Okay. I'm gonna get on.
Teams must now take the maglev to Pudong Airport, where they will play their final game. Hey everyone, we're here at the Pudong International Airport, and I am hanging out with Chen Lei, one of the most well-known faces of ICS. Hosts a bunch of shows, some of which are my personal favorite. Chen Lei, thank you for coming here on Shanghai Rush.
Well, my great pleasure, Brian. And it's such a great opportunity for me to standing here and waiting for an interesting and surprising result.
Yes, well, speaking of that, you're going to tell us what our contestants' next challenge is here at the airport.
They need to collect 50 empty cards as soon as possible and line it right there.
Thanks again for coming by.
My great pleasure again.
Let's see how our contestants stack up.
Here we go, Longyanglu.
We are here. Okay.
Self-service.
Self-service VIP self-service.
I love this thing.
I know. It's like Space Mountain.
你好。
你好，谢谢。
好，你先拿这个。Okay. It says, once you put on your vests, you'll be official Pudong International Airport volunteers. Put on the vest. Your task is to collect 50 unattended luggage carts and stack them neatly under the big letter M.
We've made a lot of mistakes.
We've just been lost all day.
For real. This is bad news.
This is the final game our contestants are going to play. Each team must collect 50 luggage carts, but they can only pick up single carts left unattended, and each team member can only collect 4 at a time. Once our contestants have completed their final game, they will make their way to the final finish line.
Rich and Alice dominate, you know?
They are good. They don't make mistakes. We knew they wouldn't be making any mistakes.
They never make mistakes. They're perfect. They look great. They're smart.
They're too perfect.
What is their weakness? They're like superheroes.
We have come from behind a lot, but not when Richard and Alice were in the picture.
Think about all the times though where we've been ahead and we had to ride a bicycle really slow and we choked, you know? Maybe that's what'll happen to Richard and Alice. Are you excited?
Still depressed.
I'm feeling optimistic. What?
What are we doing?
What do we have to do? Ni hao. Okay. Once you put on your vest, you'll be official Pudong International Airport volunteers. Your task is to collect 50 unattended luggage carts and stack them neatly under the big letter M.
There's one. There's another worker with loads of them. Stop doing your job, guys. Stop doing your job.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Holy smokes. That's more than 16.
Huh?
Put it in.
Okay. There's 2, Head. 2.
Thank you.
Okay, one more. We got a full load here. There's another one, Anna.
I know, I see it.
Let's take these separated ones.
Here's one more for you.
Okay? I got it. Just take yours.
All right, here's one. Empty carts.
You want to tie this? Do you want to tie this?
Yeah.
Push this in. Oh, sorry.
No, there's 3. Oh no.
Ah, dang it. Let's hide it. Let's hide it and come back.
我马上回来了，你先留着，我马上回来，我3分钟就。
Here's 3.
Stack them up behind me so you don't have to get shocked. Are you guys using this? You're using that one.
Okay.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final finish line of Shanghai Rush. We started with 10 fantastic teams. But tonight, it all comes down to a competition between 2 married couples, Richard and Alice, and Hud and Anna. 2 young couples who came to Shanghai to make their dreams come true. Tonight, one couple will realize a dream that could only happen here in Shanghai. Welcome, Richard and Alice, our grand prize winners, to our final finish line at the China Pavilion of World Expo 2010.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Brian.
We've had people from all over the world apply to be on Shanghai Rush. They came from the US, Latin America, Europe, and Asia, which is why we chose this site to be our final location. In less than a year, Shanghai will make history by hosting countries from all over the world for Expo 2010. The China Pavilion building you see behind you is a symbol of better city, better life. It's on this historic site that I'm proud to announce that you are the winners of the first ever season of Shanghai Rush. For coming in first, you win 2 luxury villas at the Gemdale Green Spring Town in Jiading. Congratulations, you two. What was your favorite experience on the show?
I would say the whole thing has just been a tremendous experience, Brian. I mean, we achieved what we set out to do.